Hello and welcome. The floodlights are shining down here at the 80,000 capacity Lusail Stadium just to the north of Doha. My name is Derek Ray and my commentary partner on this occasion is Stuart Robson. And 2 games in the books already for these two sides. This their final group stage test. It's England versus Wales.
Thanks, Derek. Well, they've achieved their aim of getting through to the knockout stages. Can they now top the group? This should be a very good game.
Jude Bellingham, number 28.
The England first 11. Jordan Pickford begins in goal. Luke Shaw starts with Trent Alexander-Arnold in the fullback positions. Phil Foden plays with Jack Grealish in the wide positions. And leading the attack today is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. A look at the starters for Wales.
Well, they're playing with a 5-2-3, as we can see it here. But somebody has to step in to join those 2 midfield players. It could be one of the fullbacks or it could be one of the centre-halves. So keep an eye out for that.
And the match is underway. Shaw. Declan Rice. Now with Bellingham. Not a good pass. Oh, lovely weighted ball. They might be in. But in fact, he's taken up an offside position.
Oh, that's frustrating. He just took too long to see the pass.
Rice. And with that, the attack fizzles out. Well, now he's let that run out of play, and it will be a throw-in here. Chance to run at them. Who can he pick out? Bale. Dan James. The attack carried an initial threat, but fizzled out. Bellingham. Here's Mount. That is not going to do. Well wide of the target. Well, it's one thing to talk about stopping Jack Grealish. It's another thing to actually do it. What might we see from him in this game, Stuart?
Well, it's his ability with the ball at his feet that makes him such a good player. He can go past defenders with ease, he can play in tight areas, and he has that bit of trickery as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing him play today.
Calvert-Lewin. Foden. Not a great pass. Beautifully disguised ball. Is it going to be? Well, he had the chance. He went for power. He might be regretting that now.
Well, he got his angles all wrong there. That's a poor miss.
Declan Rice. And Mount. Now can they make something happen? And a fine cross. Brilliantly blocked. Well, he's won the ball. Gareth Bale. Racing forward, trying to catch them out. Well, not to be in terms of the counter-attack.
Well, England have had so much of the ball in the last 15 minutes and looked a real threat going forward. But they must take one of these chances while they're having this good period that you do sense it's coming.
Well, he's bound to be disappointed with himself. Not a great effort, Stuart.
Well, the less said about that, the better. Not a good decision from him.
Shaw. Mount. Calvert-Lewin. Well, fine use of the ball. They're certainly allowing their opponents to come onto them. It's looking promising. Well, he was able to make amends. Kiefer Moore. A wonderful intervention. Mount. Phil Foden now. Rice. Foden. Element of risk there, but he's won the ball. Succeeded in keeping it in play. Definitely look as though they want to make this move count. Declan Rice. And Bellingham. Joe Allen. Dan James. And beyond the last defender, offside. Maguire. Mount. And Bellingham. Declan Rice. Mount. Rice. And on to Bellingham. Just had to keep his concentration to the maximum, and he did. An opportunity to forge ahead from this corner situation. Playing it short. Foden. And a crucial intervention inside the box. Bodies forward and the break looks on. All hands on deck. Well, they seem to be onto something positive, but it faded away. And back with the goalkeeper. Not a huge chunk of added time. 1 minute. Mount. Well, he could really get at the opposition. That is that for the first half here. Well, we don't often say this, but I think it's fair on this occasion. A muted performance from Phil Foden, Stuart.
Well, the touch map tells us everything. He just hasn't been able to get on the ball in dangerous positions. Yes, he's been well marked, but he has to do a lot more to find space, I think.
And now they get the ball rolling. Here's Mount. That is not going to do. Well wide of the target. Beautifully disguised ball. Well, he had the chance. He went for power. He might be regretting that now.
Well, he got his angles all wrong there.
Well, they've got things going again here, and I wonder what kind of second half we have in store for us. Ball back with Wales here. Oh, lovely incisive pass. That's a very fine piece of tackling. Jack Grealish. Jude Bellingham. It did look on for them, but not to be. Dan James. Grealish. Bellingham. And now Dominic Calvert-Lewin. England looking dangerous. A deep delivery. Well, able to survive that attacking push. Kiefer Moore. Well, the counter chance looks very real. Bale. Really vital interception.
Well, England have controlled possession, as you can see, but without really creating too many chances, which when you look at the players out on the pitch, it's really disappointing. They need to play with far more urgency to win this game.
"30 minutes to go then. Showing a real will to win the ball. Bale. And Mount. Bellingham. Mount. And snuffing out the danger. Foden. Bellingham! Oh yes! 1-0 it is! And it doesn't come as a huge surprise!
Well, this is a brilliant strike, as you can see. He hits it with so much power. The keeper had no chance. Fantastic finish.
Are back underway, and 1-0 it is. Let's see what happens next.
Jude Bellingham.
James. Is it going to end up being productive for them? Dangerous ball. It looked as though they had attacking momentum, but not so. Maguire. Here's Luke Shaw. Happy just to retain the ball in their own half and draw out the opposition. Could be a chance to break here. Well, that is how to break up a counter-attack. And they will be awarded a free kick for that. Well, they've decided to make a change. Oh dear, not a great effort, was it? Possession changing hands. Shaw. Stones. And Bellingham. Mount. Well, a successful intervention, winning the ball back. Well, we're inside the final quarter of an hour now. Promising attack this, but nothing comes of it. Being pressed and pressed high. Declan Rice. Here's Grealish. Shaw. And return to Grealish. Well read to put an end to that attack. Fed forward by Gareth Bale. And Ramsey. This could be the equaliser. And it is the equaliser. Late drama here, and no wonder they're celebrating. Remarkable.
Just look at this again. The combination play in the top third of the field was so precise. And when he gets onto it, he decides to go for power. It's a really emphatic finish, which gives the keeper no chance.
So back underway following the equaliser. Declan Rice. And now Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Only 5 minutes left for play and tension galore with the teams locked together. A real opening now. And a goal! At this stage of the game, it might be decisive. And just look at their supporters.
Well, here we can see it again. Look at the way he glides past the defender to create space for himself. And then through on goal, he just goes for power and smashes it past the keeper. There's no stopping that. What a great finish.
What a big moment in the dying embers. Will it prove decisive here?
Jude Bellingham.
Shaw. Rice with it. Bellingham. Stones. Now with Bellingham. Calvert-Lewin. Well, what a good stop to keep them in this.
Well, that would have been game over. Not long left now, though.
Well, they fancy a short one. Grealish. And it's played into the centre. Goalkeeper's ball every day of the week. Joe Morel. Now with James. Trailing as they are, they're not likely to get too many opportunities late in this game. And there we have it. The referee's whistle brings this contest to an end. Top team in the group. That's all they're going to be thinking about. Congratulations.
Yeah, and they deserve those congratulations. They've been excellent in the group stages. Now they can put all their focus into that last 16 game. It's been a great group for them.
Well, this man has given us plenty of reasons to dwell on his performance, hasn't he, Stuart?
Well, I have to say, that was impressive. Not just his goals, but his all-round play. He was excellent.
And they kick off here. Here's Mount. That is not going to do. Well wide of the target. Beautifully disguised ball. Well, he had the chance. He went for power. He might be regretting that now.
Well, he got his angles all wrong there.